Bro, I can see Shannon in the background just like that's right. Honestly, it's like a little groovy song when we go into it, so I love it.
I know. I was getting excited.
Guys, thank you very much for tuning in for another episode with the Common Menu, but the movie review session without any movie reviews today. I mean, yes, actually we do. We have
We
one
are.
by
Yes.
accident.
I've been telling whenever I have a chance, I tell people we do the movie review once a month, and we are the worst reviewers known to man because we review movies we never see, and we don't watch current movies as often, and we review movies from 20 years ago. So it's basically three to four people. If you guys are missing a face, it's because we are missing a face.
Mandy.
Yep.
Mandy's
Mandy's
not.
sick.
She went overboard with the Kegels.
That has nothing to do with your health with not having your throat
Yeah,
working.
well, it's,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna leave that alone. So, but I will say,
It's fine. She's okay.
she's okay.
Give her some
Anyway,
time.
she's not feeling too hot, so you're just gonna get the three of us for the next couple hours. And listen, people, we have a lot to talk about of nothing.
There's always things to talk about. It's just we
Trailers.
have things we're gonna look over and review and talk about, and we have a movie that we are going to discuss in detail of boringness. So I mean, there are things to discuss.
And a couple of
Trailers.
trailers to watch.
Trailers we're gonna
That's what I
watch,
meant.
guys.
We have
Yeah.
a couple things to review. You're not
Venom-
listening, Del. Shame.
Everyone's talking about the Venom dropped the third trailer, and Aliens Romulus dropped yesterday. And June is also a big month for
A lot of things.
TV shows. Now I do watch parties with a buddy of mine and stuff like that. So this is the plan for June. We got House of Dragons. We got The Boys. We got Acolyte.
Acolyte.
We got I think there's one more, and then Power of the Ring starts in August. So
See, I'm a
there's-
Bridgerton girl, and that came out also.
I've been hearing a lot of stuff about that.
I love Bridgerton.
It's a piece.
That's not that thing. But what
The
we
books
are
are
gonna do-
amazing.
I happened to finally watch Godzilla -1 because it just recently dropped on Netflix, and all I'm going to say is it's good. It's a different take, and it's 2 hours and something long, and it's a slow start, but stick with it. Stay with it. It's a good storytelling, and I'm looking forward to seeing the other Godzilla movie once it comes out on Max or something like that. The Godzilla King Kong. Other than that, man, I guess the big one is gonna be the Deadpool movie. Everyone's still waiting and clamoring.
For some reason, I thought it was to come out in June,
It's July, right?
It was.
and they
They pushed it back.
Which I mean, if you saw, I mean, you went to the movies recently. Did you see the infomercial with, I mean, not the infomercial, the commercial for the movies. What's it called? It was Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are like telling the people off. Like they can hear the phone ringing. Like, hey,
Yep.
get off your fucking phone. This is and that.
Yep.
They do that.
Oh, it's
It was
cool.
like their way of telling everybody to silence their phones and everything and do not disturb. When that happened, though, is when we were watching the Godzilla movie, and the three assholes that were next to me and my kids decided to not wear shoes in the theater, have their phone on, and take calls in the middle of it. It was my favorite.
Summer. I mean, that's gonna ruin the whole thing because that movie was a lot of fun. I mean, to me, well, he hasn't seen. I don't want to ruin it for my buddy Caesar, but it was a good movie.
I liked it. I appreciated it.
I mean, I'm probably gonna watch it alone because I don't know, man. My wife came home. I was watching -1. She's like, "Oh, you watching? Don't you understand? I mean, I don't understand. When you're a kid, it's one thing, but when you're an adult and you watch Godzilla, it's not the same." I'm like, actually, I kind of appreciate it a little bit more as an adult. Dude, as a kid, you're very easily amused. When you're an adult, you see things a little different. And listen, I'm not gonna lie. If Godzilla -1 came out when I was 9 or whatever, too much subtitles. It's in Japanese,
Black and white.
it's the one I watched. It was in color. right? And you watch black and white, and it's not as much action, and you'll be like, "Whoop, I'm out." But because as an adult, you kind of like the storytelling, you see where it's
Del,
going.
do you have a Stanley?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Caesar.
No, it's all right. Stanley
my wife won it for $5 on a giveaway. So
why are those so expensive? Why are those so expensive?
so I think it started because of that TikTok where that car burned down and this was still like good.
So I don't own a Stanley. I refuse to buy one.
I don't get it. What's the big deal about the Stanley? Honestly, what is the big deal?
I don't know. I collect studded Starbucks cups. I have about 75 of them.
I mean, I have this cheapo
your mom
gas tank, you know, and
I have this, and I got it at Target, and I love them, and we got them in different colors for when we went to Hawaii.
Just the white one. It's like you said, Starbucks, and people will buy all Starbucks. Or remember, what was the one right before Stanley? It was there was expensive brand.
Why? How much? How much do Stanleys go for?
They're like $60.
$50-$60.
Yeah, and they went crazy for a while.
And that's for like
water?
20. That's for like a 24-ounce one, and then they get bigger in size, and they cost more.
So I'm gonna pay $50 for something to hold my water.
Yeah.
Oh, keep a hold. Keep a hold. Hey, anyways, my wife's impressed. She's paid $5 for her spot. She won, so I can't even complain about it. That's the only thing we own.
All right, I didn't mean to turn this into a whole thing. This is nothing about movies.
But I mean, that's how it always starts. But honestly, now I'm stuck. It's Igloo, right? That's another brand. Oh, you should get one of these. Scooter's Coffee one.
Well, how many?
Swig. I gotta like promote it right there.
Swig. That's the other one.
There's another one actually.
Swigs are good.
Are you talking about Swole? Are you talking about Swole?
No, I'm talking about another one.
All right. Okay. Let's go on to the first commercial.
Oh yeah, I got you. So
or review, not commercial. Review.
You
not
trailer?
even that. Oh my god, trailer. That's the word I'm looking for.
I didn't want to correct you because you get mad at me.
Stop it. No, my mind has been fucking. I'm spastastic right now. Okay, that's what I'm going blonder, and my hair. It's like affecting my brain.
Just because you're a Muslim mommy now.
So what are we gonna? So
no, because I'm adding all the gray to my hair naturally because I already have it. So I'm just actually gonna bring it out. It's easier.
So which one are you gonna show first?
Venom trailer.
The Venom. So for many of you guys who have yet to see the Venom trailer, one, you're just getting around to it. We're gonna play it live. Look at that. What up, Mark? We're gonna play it live, and we're all gonna see the Venom trailer. Now it's kind of funny because Martin already did an airbrush of the the Venom horse. The Venom.
So yeah,
horse.
y'all need to notice there's gonna be a Venom horse. So I'm gonna play it right now. You see it, guys?
Yeah. Make sure the volume is good. Let's see, start playing a little bit.
Can you hear it?
No, go ahead and press play.
Yes.
We're good. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, I have seen this. It's not.
Yeah, I'm honestly with you.
You should probably know that I have a really dark and unpredictable side to me. Stop speaking. I'm giving you a chance, sweetie. Say when. When? What are you? We are. We're Venom! We are. Venom! No. Yeah, we are. Venom. We're gonna need to work on that.
Delicious! You take me to all the finest places.
I need to turn them off.
We always knew it was impossible. That we were alone in the universe. And it's our job to make sure that remains a secret.
Let's go get him.
Oh, shit! We are fugitives. On the run. In the shit.
You're in the tree, my friend.
You mean it?
No! This is chance.
Hello!
There has to be a reason they're after us.
Eddie, my own, has found us. Jesus Christ!
There's an army coming that cannot be beaten.
As long as Venom lives, everyone, everything will end.
We may not make it out of this alive, buddy.
Eddie, the time has come.
Be honest with me. How fast do you think you can get that thing to go without killing it?
Only one way to find out.
I should start working on my Venom voice. It's kind of funny. It already looks better than the second one.
No, in all honesty, I totally agree with that. I like where it's going, which is funny because like we're releasing a new cover on Friday. It's not Venom. It's I'm gonna show you because I'm gonna pull it up. It's a tease. It's an Ebas cover. He did a cosplay cover for us. Came out dope. I need the nice one. I know I said it like that. I did. I said it like that.
Sure did.
All
right, hold on.
Centered.
Let's go centered. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah, that's good. You know,
I'm like,
Venom's all of a sudden going to start popping. All right. I think this movie is going to do well.
I agree.
People are always a little on the fence because of Venom, because the first one was, some people hated it. I thought it was all right. I didn't have a problem with it. The second
that's how
one,
I felt about it.
Second one I had a problem with because it came and went, and Carnage, what an absolute waste they did with him. But this one, all right. I think I won't go to the theaters and watch it, but I think it's going to do better than what people think.
I think it will do good just because there's not that much competition out there, to be honest. It's one of the few movies coming out this year. There's some humor there that wasn't overdone. My thing is, obviously, this is not going to be part of the MCU.
No.
One thing is, if you notice the guy that was in the army, the black guy,
yeah, that's
he was
Moji.
in. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah, that's
So
Count,
this is obviously, at one point everybody thought this event will be into the MCU because you saw Far From Home, right? What was the last one? Where at the end you see the piece of the symbiote come out and all that stuff. Once I saw him, like, damn, I don't think he's gonna be part of the MCU. Oh, we got it.
Oh, hello.
I don't understand any of that.
No, it's
guys, don't click on this, guys. Don't click on that. Just leave me on know.
What's up?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Can we remove that, Dell? Just kind of curious. We can't do it on our end.
From my end, delete comment. Oh, yes, I can.
Oh, we can. Yeah, I just saw that. Cool.
Oh, here we go.
I was like, what the hell was that?
You know what it is? I tell you what. Everyone's praying as if it's that big of a deal. Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry. Someday you guys will watch the good shit. That's why you guys.
I've gone live a couple of times when we're going to.
People are praying that one day Venom and Spider-Man will eventually
meet up. Yeah.
I mean,
that-
I hope so because that's I mean,
what
they
it
did
is.
they have met in the movies.
Well, before
I'm not.
you're
It
talking
still
about the
happened though.
Spider-Man.
They did. Venom was in it.
Yeah,
It was
Venom
a
was in it.
little,
wonky.
and it was short lived. But you would think that they would want to cross him because he's such a big part of his like enemies for Spider-Man that you would think that they would want him to be in it more. But because you have to have Venom, and then with Venom you could bring in Carnage because that's Venom's enemy, which is the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of thing. But who knows?
It's gonna be one of those things the same way as Spider-Man's not gonna most likely ever see Craven. They're gonna keep them separate, and
I thought they had talks because they're making a Craven movie, and I thought they had talks about him creeping into it. Like, I could be wrong.
That Craven movie is not going to be the Craven we know. It's gonna. It's going to be the whole thing. I think it's.
I hate that. I hate the fact they're making Craven. His name is fucking Craven the Hunter, not Craven the PETA
activist.
Craven the animal lover. I mean, this is a guy who, in the comic books, he wears like a lion fur around his neck.
So you know what? Talking about that, Caesar. My biggest thing is not even that he's an activist; it's the way he got his powers.
The way he gets his powers, because technically Craven doesn't have any. He's just a badass hunter.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't get like this blood of a lion in his blood and all that shit that we see in the trailer. The cool thing I'm looking forward to is they're going to introduce Rhino. So we'll see how they do it. The way they're going to do it looks like he's going to turn into like a rhinoceros skin and be rough and all that stuff. It's a lot better than seeing him in a suit with a little face popping out. And the
oh my god, like
yeah.
that was so stupid. I was really disappointed in that.
Oh, when they made him in a metal suit, that was
yes. I was like, could we get any cornier? Like this is I don't like
Jim Carrey did a better job in the studio with the Rhino. So
yeah, they did Paul Giamatti. A nice
Ew.
Paul Giamatti.
That's ew.
At least you got it, Chad. Caesar over here.
No, I saw that.
We watched. So I think a week or two ago, we actually watched Ace Ventura. We put it on just to laugh. So it was on, and then that was the day. My husband's best friend was in town last weekend, and we were watching all kinds of random movies, and they finally decided to put on the Batman. So I was like, all right, I'm here. I was reading, but I would look up, and I'm like, okay. And I'd watch for a few minutes, and I was like, okay, this is boring, and I would start reading again, and then I'd look back up, and I'm like, okay, why is this happening? And they're telling me, and I was like, oh, all right. I didn't find it that entertaining at all. I found him as a very weird detective. He was a horrible Bruce Wayne. Not really my cup of tea.
Yeah, it was more of a detective movie. It wasn't like a one we used to. He wasn't a good Bruce Wayne. Oh, that's for sure.
Bruce Wayne was a playboy, multimillionaire, billionaire,
yeah,
but entrepreneur, conceited ass. Like that was the role he played. And in this movie, he is a detective who's deep down depressed and
emo for real.
Oh, I hated the look of him in the Batman suit. Like it drove me nuts because his features were so narrow and sharp. It didn't feel right
broad.
in the mask.
Yeah.
No. And Batman was broad. In the cartoons, he's drawn that way. In the movies, he's built that way. He's always been a broad person, human, character, whatever you
like. What's up, Billy?
I enjoyed it.
My husband did too. I did not.
I enjoyed it very much.
I did not.
I'm looking forward to what they're gonna do with the second one. But
they were talking about the villain being Hush. That was a rumor that's going on.
No, if they do Hush, that would be interesting. That cartoon, as always.
So Hush is the dark, the really dark one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hush. The cartoon.
I've seen the cartoon. I've seen some of the cartoon. Joker's super dark and crazy in it.
No, that unless you're talking about the Killing Joke. That's where he's.
Yeah, it's really dark.
Yes.
No,
okay, that one.
Killing Joke. He's.
Yeah, he's like a fucking lunatic. Ooh.
Oh, he's a psychotic.
I cuss. What am I talking about?
But the Matt Reeves one, which actually don't forget they're coming out with the Penguin TV show on HBO.
I saw that. I'm
mhm.
not.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay as long as
I'm
once again,
waiting.
let's see how it's written. Let's see how it's acted. Let's see how it goes. You know,
I mean, I agree.
What's up, Brian? What's up, Brian?
because it is a little silly, right? If they were to make this Danny DeVito character a whole TV show, he's all short with the big nose and the claws.
I feel it's gonna be like a Gotham show, but with like more of a mob feel, if anything, because that's primarily what he is. If
Well,
they
I
can
mean,
do
that's
it-
how they're making. That's exactly how they're making it out to be too.
Well,
Like
yeah.
when you see like the, or when you hear about like how they want to do stuff and portray it, and it looks like that's exactly what it looks like it's going to be.
Well, he's you know, because he's taking over the Carmine Falcone area and stuff like that. So yeah, it is going to be gangster-ish, but it would be interesting to see through through the eyes of a gangster. It's going to be interesting.
Okay, I can see that. Maybe he's going through that stage to becoming. Well, we only time can tell, right? Only time can tell. As of right now,
right?
He is the Bruce Wayne we are known. So hopefully, next one he's building up into that.
That's possible, but he was never written that way, so that's what makes it.
But also remember though, Shannon, the Matt Reeves Batman they just released. Remember, it's like year 2 of him just getting to be Batman. He's getting his ass kicked. He doesn't know how to, you know, he's getting into the whole Wayne lore. So that's why I'm okay with it, because it's not like this is a middle-aged Batman. This is very young, started out 2 years. He doesn't really even have like, you know, he doesn't have the set of skills yet. He doesn't have all the good gadgets. He's getting his ass kicked by a gang of people, and I that's why I kind of liked about it. It's kind of gritty. I like it. So do people.
Tom, you always have a comment about every single movie out there, so you know I was just waiting for it.
I do follow his list, and his list is usually on point. There's a couple of them I don't.
I will not agree with half of the movies that he complains. I won't do it, because some of them I can agree with. They're stupid, and some of them I'm just like, that's your opinion.
Well, that's the whole thing why we have opinions. Because Tom could be pretty. I'm not gonna joke, Tom. You could be pretty rough on some stuff, and other stuff we're like, yeah, I totally get that. I'm Team Tom, and other times I'm like, I don't know, Tom. You're looking too much into it. It's a little too deep. It's just a movie.
But with that being said,
I've known him for years. He knows I'm a smart ass, so it's fine.
We're gonna bring up the Alien next. We were talking about Venom. Oh, before I do, and I almost forgot. This is the last Venom movie. We're not gonna continue. So there was talks about the Null coming up, but how can that happen, right? They can't do it anymore. No. They're already stopping Venom, so that rumor is already dead. We'll move on to the next one. Present screen.
I also read that they're going to do a live action feature of Monster High.
Live action what?
Oh, good God, really?
Mm-hmm.
Live action.
I'm so tired of live action.
Monster High.
Well,
I'm moving a lot, so my computer's moving a lot because I'm in my room.
Here we go.
Is this really where you want to spend the rest of your life?
You know I don't.
Then this is our only ticket out of here.
What's happening?
Something in the water.
What do you mean there's something in the water?
No, there's just something in the fucking water. Fucking thing's hunting us.
Open the door, come on.
Run.
Are you sure you want to do this?
I mean,
They're definitely going the horror aspect 100%.
completely, but they're taking old aspects of like the original movies and putting it in there
I honestly, I do like
in
that.
a more grotesque way, completely, but they're doing it.
The one of the coolest things about the original Alien was the fact that you didn't know what the fuck you were watching. You don't know what it looked like. The first thing you saw when it came out of the stomach, you're like, I remember as a kid, I was like, this is
Excuse
mind
me.
blowing, right? This is crazy. This
Yeah.
is mind blowing. And then Aliens 2, of course, Aliens, that's timeless. And then everything after that was okay. It's so they're trying to do a different take, and they're being more gross about it because you can.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I don't want to
something
say
that
gross. It's more visual, honestly, because
well,
everything's gonna be a real
more
basic.
horror.
More horror, right? And then like that part where you can see like the alien, you're hearing the bump, the bump, the bump, and then you can see the body. I'm like, oh, that's cool, because we did see the alien pop up from on top as they're laying down, but we didn't see that part. So that's a good little spin on it. I do like that.
I don't know. There's tons of Alien fans out there. They're gonna go watch it. I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean,
in my head right now, anytime I think of aliens, I'm like, where's the Predator at? Is it going to pop in?
Yeah, then you have that going in, right? So, it's kind of funny. So, speaking of, it's actually a good segue there, Shannon. Speaking of Predator, they just recently casted Dakota Fanning to be in the new Predator movie.
The Borderlands one, right? Or something like that.
I think it's called Borderland. Yeah, Badlands.
Badlands. There we go. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so Ellie Fanning, sorry, not Dakota. Ellie Fanning has been casted in the lead role as Predator Badlands.
Interesting.
This will be interesting, right?
As easier, I hear your moan right there, like, oh, there's another one. The Hulu series Prey, it was good.
I like Prey.
If they can at least don't overdo it and just touch bases on what the Predator does. Honestly, the humans don't need to win all the time. They really don't. They should die if future predators are supposed to be an advanced species. They're hunters, right? If Craven can do it, the real Craven, right? Why can't predators should be able to kill us? And that should set up for the next time, all right? Whatever we do, if they do like a Civil War version, right? And they fight the Union, and then all of a sudden they got to fight the other half now, or the next series, or some bullshit. Obviously, I'm not a writer. I don't make the stuff, but there's a great possibilities with the Predator series with that character. They don't need to do all these gimmicks with Alien versus Predator. That could have been good, but they kind of like it wasn't that great.
I like that idea that Billy says. Why not make a movie based on the Predator's point of view, what they see, how they deal with it, them traveling to the planet.
That's a cool idea.
Them being hunted by the humans, right, and them sort of defending themselves while they're there for a particular reason, them fending off the humans who are trying to hunt them down, and everything being seen through their eyes. That would be kind of cool. Give me something interesting. Give me something that we haven't seen. Give us something to pique our interest to go, yeah, let's go that route.
So they see me and Tom see out on this. The Predators do need to win at some point because exactly how good are they if they lose to us all the time? They have all these advanced stuff. They have power. I mean, I want to say power, but superhuman strength. They have all this technology, and yet we beat them.
Well, I mean, but they're considered to be more futuristic creatures, predators. Just to use their word, like they're futuristic. Their knowledge base is far beyond ours as far as defense things go and killing mechanisms and how they do that kind of stuff. So of course they're technology based. They're far more advanced than humans. So I like the idea of coming like that.
Did you guys like the last one they did with?
I don't even know if I watched the last one.
The last one I forgot the with Keenan what's his face? Key and Peele, the Key and Peele guy.
Here, well, let me go through.
I'm terrible with names, so no idea.
Okay, well
So bad.
the last one, not the one where they were on the island with Adrian Brody. It's the one they did. The last one.
Help us out, people here. Like, come on. I know some of y'all know. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
think.
What's the name of the last Predator movie? Tom, you're in here. Why don't you pop in with this? Matter of fact, you just send Tom a link. See if that fool wants to join.
All right, that's gonna be a good one. Tom, you want to jump on? Let me know.
Yeah, hey Tom, if you want to
see, hey,
jump
real
on,
quick.
just let Dell send you a link. Hey there, little one. What's going on?
Yeah,
All right.
get your middle.
That kid has better hair than I do, man.
Bro, I wish I had his hair. Let me see. Nope. Yeah, but let me see. Where's my message? I just upgraded my messenger.
Yeah, send me the link. The other news we got was that they finally casted their He-Man.
Oh, I did not see that. What is that?
Oh my god, I
information?
forgot they're doing a movie on that, aren't they?
Yeah, so his
Dude.
name is Nicholas Galitzine or
Who
Galitzine.
the fuck is
He is
that?
going to be the new He-Man, which ever since that one He-Man movie they did in the 80s with Dolph Lundgren and me being a He-Man kid, I was extremely pissed off. I don't know how you could be so pissed off as a kid, but even as a kid, I was pissed off that movie let me down.
Let me see. What's the
So
name of the guy
fact-
again?
His name is Nicholas, and then putting Galitzine, and if you just put in Nicholas, spell it the way you think, and then put in
I saw
He-Man,
that.
it'll pop up. It'll pop up.
barking at?
Some things just translate. Those,
that rain.
Oh, I didn't need you to run. I just said come here.
Chewy, Ollie.
My dogs are barking.
all right. So let me show you who this is.
Yeah, so this is the new He-Man.
I don't see it. I really don't. Let me see. Share window.
Well, imagine him. He's gonna be bulkier. He's gonna have blonde hair. You know, I could see
I like the pose. I just gave him notes on it. But I didn't know if you had any, so I was
I
showing
can
you.
see the face. I can see a little bit of the face, but he's
Oh, hey! I know who that is.
Who is he?
He's in a few things. Actually, he was just in. I was just watching. Mother Flirker.
I've never heard of that one. He was in animated movies, Paranorman, and Cooper the Two Strings. No, that's not him.
No, he's in a. I don't know if it's a movie or a TV show, but I recognize him.
The Idea of
My
You,
knee itches.
Red, White, and Royal Blue, and Cinderella.
nope.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm out on any of
Caesar's
those.
all nope.
No, I haven't seen any of that shit. Listen, as long as once again, right? As long as it's done well, and as long as it's well acted and well written, and it's not too cheesy and not too much action and the story building and blah 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 blah, and they put in the characters and they make them right, I'll be in. But
All
if
the
they make
things.
if they make it cheesy and too kidsy, then I'm out.
Master takes place. This Masters of the Universe takes place on Earth. Or does it?
See, Kelvin, if that is
Billy,
true,
we're not starting that conversation.
you know that. Well, they already have. I mean,
Animated.
they could bring in She-Ra, and they'll be perfectly fine, right?
I mean, this is true. She ends up being a part of that whole universe at some point too. So
look at that. Here we
The
go.
crap
Look at that.
legacy.
Xena the Warrior Princess, bring her back.
Oh yeah, I like that show.
There he is.
Oh,
Tom.
we brought Tom on.
Yeah. Why not?
Yes.
If we didn't bring him
Look
on,
at that. He comes in with it.
Hey, you don't get to come into our show and roll like that. I will put you out.
I figured if we didn't invite him, he would just constantly.
I'll just bug you in the chat. I'll just bug you in the chat.
The whole fucking time. So talking about, and I'm going through my notes here. So apparently Chris Hemsworth is in negotiations for the G.I. Joe Transformers movie. So you know, let's see Chris Hemsworth, which I thought he was gonna.
Forgive me.
I thought he was stopped. That's what I heard. I thought Chris Hemsworth was going to actually quit acting. That's why he's going to stop being Thor.
But it was more because of his
No.
health,
He wasn't fully quitting. It's because of what happened with his father that he was taking a break from it, and he wanted to strengthen his mind and spend as much time with his family as possible because he doesn't want to forget those things. He doesn't want to lose those moments and memories. He did a whole thing on it. He did a whole thing on it when he was doing the whole what's that stupid fucking it tests all your agility and strength and all that crap. He was doing that, and you have to pass all these different tests. And then when his DNA and stuff was pulled and he found out about all these different things, he was like, nope.
So it was health related, but not necessarily.
Not yet, but futuristic.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that makes perfect sense.
And talk about this. I mean, no segue, right? There was a movie that came out, and we were like, I was really hoping. I haven't seen it. I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see it. It's supposed to be real good. I think Caesar was on the same board with me. Mad Max, Furiosa. It bombed, didn't it? What I know, it did bomb on the movie. So
did you see it, Tom?
I did. And it's really weird because it's getting, I should say, like if you look at Rotten Tomatoes or however you want to determine how reviews come from, it's getting really high reviews, sort of overall. But it is tanking, like Del said. I mean, like no one is seeing this movie.
Oh no.
And so I did see it. I like you say, boss lady, I hate everything, right? But it fell really short for me. Like it really fell short for me. Partially, I don't want to get too spoilery for people that haven't seen it because it's still kind of new. Yeah, but like one of the big things that took me out of it immediately versus Fury Road is that it's like almost all CGI. Like it's all green screen and like
a little too much.
Painfully obvious green screen stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and so just the visual, it just takes you out of it really easily. Like this it looks terrible.
I have no desire to watch any of them, like Dune and Mad, like any of that stuff. I'm just like, meh.
Yeah. Fury Road is another one that's interesting.
Caesar's on. My husband is ridiculous. Caesar's on, husband. Dell's not on at the moment.
Ryan knows how I roll. Fury Road's interesting because it got
Tom and on Movies Run. There we go.
It got a lot of great reviews as well. It didn't really do great either, but it did get a lot of really great reviews. But the thing that was cool about Fury Road is that it was mostly real stuff, right? It was very what do they call it? Practical effects. So the trucks were real, and that way.
That was the whole thing about the old Mad Max movies because I mean they do documentaries on how they did the stunts.
Yeah.
Right? Nowadays you don't have to. It's not as you're not going to be ruining trucks and cars and all that stuff when you can just do all CGI.
Right.
But when it's in your face CGI, you kind of like do the eye roll and go.
Well, and particularly after Fury Road, which was practical effects, and you're just like, holy God, like this, everything I'm seeing is 90% of what I'm seeing is real. Like that's, you're really taken back and you're like, this is what a movie should be. Holy cow.
Yes,
and then you get the opposite of like, oh, this is made in somebody's computer. Like you can feel the difference. So even if the story is okay, like just the visuals really just like threw me out.
If you guys remember back in the old days, back in those days,
back
in the old days, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
when they first did the Rancor, and you can just tell the black outline on Luke. When he's like, oh, and the Rancor looks all filmy. At that time, you're like, this is the best thing ever.
Did you watch how they did like the making of those?
For what?
Mm-hmm.
So on Disney, they have a whole like behind the scenes and how they made all the movies when it came to Star Wars and the effects from way back then and how little the budget was, but it was super awesome to watch.
It is,
and how short of a period of time frame they filmed it in.
It was innovative.
And I think that's it right there. You just said it. It's innovative, right? Back in the day, they didn't have a choice. They had to figure out how, connect. Like here's the big Rancor. It's like King Kong back in the day. How do you have the fist? How do you have the girl in it? Like you have to figure out how to do it. And back in the day, it wasn't just type it up in the computer and make it happen. You have to overlay your film and do all this crazy stuff. And it's not going to be perfect, but I think that's part of where the charm of those films come from is that they're not perfect, but but you knew that it took so much effort to make it. And it's that close to being, you know, quote unquote perfect. So I think that's where a lot of the stuff from the old days, people are like, wow, this is just so much fun. And thinking about how all these models were made, and you know, it's all real, and that there's a value in that real, even if it's not perfect. There's a value in the real.
That's what makes it. That's what makes it fun. And if I want to watch a movie that's all CGC, then I mean,
CGC.
it's all CGI. Then I'll just watch a cartoon. You know, it doesn't mean
to some
anything.
degree, yeah.
So I also read that the Paramount Plus series has been canceled with the plans by Hasbro to rework the project for Dungeons and Dragons, a TV series. I didn't watch Dungeons and Dragons, the last one they did with Chris Pine. I didn't watch that. Did any of you guys watch it?
Yeah, I saw it.
I did too. It was
okay. I mean, it was okay. The interesting part is that it did have the kids from the cartoon in it. They were in it for like, you know, 10 minutes. So it was kind of fun to see them in live action. You can kind of imagine like, oh, this is what we wanted, guys. Like, how do we not figure out that this is the movie we want, is these kids? But you know, it was okay. It was all right.
Yeah, because there's only 500 different ways you can go with Star Wars, with all of the different books and stories that are out there. I mean, you know.
The other sound. So there's going to be a 300 TV series.
I don't understand that.
A prequel to the film adaptation is in early development. Warner Brothers Television with Zack Snyder on board to direct.
I didn't hear you at all.
I'm a big fan of Zack Snyder. I'm biased because
they're noise canceling, dude. I can't hear you.
I like his work.
Sorry.
Is Ryan yelling at you? What's going on?
No, my son came in and apologized. They're playing a Destiny, the video game. I don't know anything about it, but they're all online gaming together, and he gets really loud, and his room is next to ours.
Oh, we don't hear anything.
So Ryan said that, told him to be quiet and stuff. So JJ came in to apologize, and I was like, dude, I can't hear you. I have noise canceling headphones on. Like, I hear nothing.
All I hear, I think, is Dale's fan blowing at his face.
Oh, they hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what that is?
That's what that is.
Are you having a flash now?
Yeah.
I just ready.
Dale's like,
sorry, babe, I didn't hear anything, and he apologized, but I didn't hear anything.
So once again, 300 is one of my top 5 comic book movies of all time because I just love it. I love Zack Snyder.
How did you feel about the second one?
He wasn't involved as much, so I didn't like it. I wasn't a big fan.
I mean, I agree. I wasn't a huge fan of it.
I
loved it when
I went to the theaters and saw it, and I wish I didn't. But it was one of those. The second one was forced. Yeah. We didn't need to know about the Navy, the Spartan Navy that they were trying. I wasn't even though they're very close to historical. It's true, but I didn't need to see it. But to do a prequel and a TV show based on it.
But see, that to me is kind of like what you just said with the sequel. It's kind of like,
do we need one?
What are we telling? What story are we telling that matters when we know that 300 is really all that matters?
Yeah,
and that was a great movie.
And that was
movie a legitimately
was phenomenal.
Good movie. Yeah. Great movie.
And it was so simply based. Like, it wasn't. I mean, of course, there's a lot of action in it, but I just mean, like, it's based on men and them fighting, and there's a war, but there's a lot of talking, but there's action. But the way they did it, I don't know. It was just really good.
It's actors too. They had great actors. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah. You can have a simple story, but the actors can
love me a Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you. I will tell you what. I too love me some Gerard Butler for many reasons. Because I liked him in Phantom of the Opera, and that's the way it is. So here we go. Maybe it might be about Leonidas becoming. Maybe it's him, how he became king, how he rose up to the ranks.
That's
how
possible.
He did that,
I mean, that would only make sense if you lead it into 300. Would be the story of King Like, this is how he was as a kid and what his father put him through to become where he is to be today. Like,
As long as her action,
that makes sense.
I think the question though, it's not to say that you can't tell a story. There's obviously stories to be told. Like we just got Furiosa, we can tell her origin. The question is, does it matter? Right? Like ultimately, like as we're gonna watch it, like does this matter to us in any capacity, or is it just a story being told for the sake of it being told, for the sake of an IP, for the sake of a cash grab?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Doing it for
like,
the sake of doing it because they have nothing else to do. Like
that's where we are in Hollywood, right? Yeah.
The creativity inventions of people's minds are gone. They have to rewrite, reboot, and take from books.
Yeah.
I mean, by all means, if you want to take a great story and make it a movie, do it, but do it right. Don't screw it up.
Yeah.
So just everybody in the lack of creativity of coming up with something new. And we talked about this like last month or the month before. We were talking about like the lack of creativity in Hollywood right now, and that they need to come up with stuff that's more inventive and timepieces and stuff like that. Because they've done it with shows.
Well, like I saw a weird meme today. I'm in this 80s group, and they posted this picture of movies that came out in 1981, right? They were all in June of 1981. And it was like Raiders of the Lost Ark, Stripes, Cannonball Run. Like it was just this epic list of movies that all came out in June of 1981. And then I look at like 2024, the entire list of movies in 2024, and I'm like, what is even here? Like what matters on this list? And in 20 years, what are we going to look back on?
I'm excited about Wicked.
Ugh.
I'm
so
excited.
well, I mean, at least Wicked is a new thing compared to all these other reboots and retcons and
Hollywood. I mean, it was a book and a play.
Sure, yeah, but it hasn't been a movie yet. So it's while it is an adaptation of an adaptation, yes, true. It is still a new thing. It's not another superhero movie. It's not another Jurassic Park. It's not another. You know what I mean? So,
So listen, I'm gonna just say right now that Hollywood has lost its mystique. Hollywood has lost what it once was. People going to the movies in droves to watch the latest and the greatest trailers and teasers, just enough to pique your interest that you want more, that you go on opening day and all that, the excitement, buying the popcorn, all that shit. Nowadays, people go to the theaters to either escape the heat of their house or because they have nothing else to fucking do on that Sunday or that Saturday. Let's go to watch movies. Let's go watch a shitty movie. It's not the excitement that it used to be. It's
no. Right, but there are exceptions to the rule.
Before we go off topic and we continue with this, we do need to review one more thing. And I know Tom has seen this. We were going to talk about Madam Web. so before we go into a deep conversation, and we do got to review this. Good thing that Tom's because I know he's seen it. All right, let's go around the room and just do this, and we'll have Tom at the end. I want to.
Have we all seen it?
Yes, we talked.
Wow,
I literally finished watching it before we came live.
Oh, wow!
I was like 20 minutes after we finished. I was like, oh, I gotta go get on my podcast.
I would have guessed like 50-50 at best. Okay.
These be cheaper. So let's go.
Who's starting?
Caesar. He's the first one to see it. Well, between us three. So.
Okay, well, but the wife left town for a couple of days, and I said, you know what, Caesar, what the fuck are you doing here by yourself? Let's go ahead and watch Madam Web so I could finally see what everyone is bitching about. How bad can it be, right? I mean, we all have different tastes and all that. I found myself screaming at the TV like a fucking mental patient of what 50. I even paused it, and it was 58 minutes in. I'm like, what's going on? I don't know what I'm watching. I mean, at this point, we can do spoilers. There's a part in there, people. Now, pay attention. There's a part in there where she steals a cab. And through the whole movie, she's driving it like there's no one looking for a stolen cab, no cops, no ATB. Just, I'll be right back. I'm going to go take off somewhere. She jumps in the cab. And then there's a part where she goes to Peru. And the next day she's back. I'm like, whoa. I was angry.
No layover, no nothing.
I was angry at myself for watching it. And I pulled the Tom. I was like, okay, Instagram, here we go. And my hands were typing like a Muppet. you know, because I just couldn't take it. And everyone said, "Thank you, Caesar. You did me a favor because I was going to watch it this weekend, but I think you just saved me some time." I said, "Listen, but there's a part of you that should watch it because you need to form that opinion and you need to lose a little bit of that brain cell and go watch it and form your own opinion." So
That's my
actually,
problem tonight.
so I liked it. No, it fucking sucked.
All right,
It was
Shannon.
awful.
It was awful.
It was awful. Like the story wasn't consistent. The filming of it was
Choppy.
The action in it was subpar at best. I know that once she hones in all her abilities and all this stuff, that she's like notorious and famous and awesome and everything. She's also an old lady, and 50 Shades of Grey is not.
No.
She.
50 Shades of shit. That's what it was.
The main actress is 50 Shades of Grey. She plays the lead actress in that too. I don't know. It was too sporadic, spread out. It doesn't seem like it had a distinguished story behind it based on like what it should be and how it should be. It was just kind of like, okay, I'm going to save all these people. Great. But why? Because they're going to get superpowers because you're changing their destiny. Like, and then nothing. It ends with nothing. Like they don't have powers yet. Are they going to make a second one? No, because it bombed.
Don't get me started on a 26-year-old Sydney Sweeney playing a teenager with the worst wig known to man.
I know, because it was so funny because we were watching that, and I looked at Ryan and I was like, "Babe, isn't that the chick from Anyone But You?" And he goes, "Sydney Sweeney." I said, "Yeah," and he goes, "Yeah," and I was like, "What?" Dude, Sydney Sweeney's hot. She's beautiful. Like, and seeing her like that, I was like, and it was the voice. It's always the voice that gets me. That's what I remember the most about those things. But no, that movie is awful. Halfway through it, I was like, okay, I'm bored, and I don't really care what happens now. But I'm gonna start dinner, and I'm gonna force myself to watch the rest of it as I cook. So that's what I did, and I was just like, this is lame.
Bro,
nothing even piqued my interest.
It was super cringy. It really was.
Yes.
First, why do you leave three teenagers in the woods for a few hours? Aren't you supposed to protect them? You just left them
and their parents aren't even looking for them.
Yeah, exactly.
No one cares about it.
For over a week.
Over a week, they're gone. No one reported anyone missing.
They're supposed to be low profile, but they're dancing at a mom and pop shop restaurant.
Well, she did tell them to not do anything stupid and to stay there and be good. They didn't
that was
listen.
just stupid teenager brain. That was the only real part of the whole movie.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's a diner. Let's go do it. It'll be fine. We'll come back.
And the diner is going to allow 3 girls to get on a table and dance in a fucking diner. Get the fuck out of here. I was going insane. I was losing my fucking mind.
And the driver killing the bad guy. Oh, well. The way they did it, it was super kind of annoying. Really, the mask.
I wasn't a fan.
I'm angry.
I was. It was a bad movie. I gave it a 3.5. It's worse than Morbius.
Wow, 3.5.
Oh wow, you're being generous.
Out of how many? 10?
I'm giving it a 1.
A 1.
That's 2, actually.
I remember when this thing came out, I was so prepared for it to be terrible that I was like, I'm going to the movies today. I want to see this train wreck in its entirety on the giant screen, and maybe it can prove me wrong, right?
Nope.
And then what did I find? I got the biggest bait and switch film of all time. Like, here's your trailer. Look at all the Spider Girls running around in their outfits. Yay! And that's basically the end of the movie. Is like you get like 5 minutes at the end. You get like sporadic moments throughout the thing, and the rest of it is just a bunch of doofuses running around the city, trying to avoid some other spider random guy.
And Spider-Man.
Meanwhile, in the background, spoiler alert, Peter Parker is being born for some reason. Did you guys even catch that?
Uncle Ben.
And Peter Parker is born at the end. That's
I know.
the baby.
It's Peter
Yeah.
Parker and Uncle Ben, and
Yeah.
he had just met his wife, and like
Right.
we connected all that easy.
Yeah. But that
See,
was
that-
like, but they almost, even during the movie, they almost weren't telling you that. It was sort of like this secret, like, oh, hey, at the end, something's going to happen. Like,
How
you
cool
know,
is that?
and you're like, oh, look, Peter Parker's a baby. Like, what? All right. Yeah. This is, it was so bad. So bad.
So bad.
So bad.
It's a shame because, well, first of all, nobody asked for a Madam Web movie. Says no one. No one says, you know what we need in Hollywood? How about a Madam Web movie?
Well-
And they're going to say, huh?
But
Here's
I
the
mean,
thing.
there's a lot of movies we don't need that they keep making, and we're all like, what? But why?
I think,
But
but that's,
why?
it's the, but why, right? I don't think that Sony going, let's make Morbius, or let's make Madam Web, or let's make Craven. Like, I don't think these are bad decisions to make it, but what they're making is highly questionable. Like, they're not coming in with,
I didn't mind Morbius.
let's make
that
Madam
much.
Web and make it cool and find a way to make a cool movie. Like, it's always just this low level, just nonsense storytelling that just doesn't go anywhere.
Oh,
And it
God.
doesn't even, like, they've done Morbius, they've done Madam Web, they've done Venom, and now they're going to do Craven. And none of this is working in any sort of a circle like in Avengers or any of that kind of stuff. Like, there's no build to any of it. It's just these, like, we're just going to throw that on the wall and
they're
see if we
spitting
can
it out.
sell some toys. You know, it's
Well,
just,
I think part of it is because they're doing it because it's not in the MCU and they don't have it in their chapter of lineup of how they're going to continue with it. And if they ever do decide to integrate it into that, then they'll be like, well, at least we did this before and that was shitty. We can swing it in this way and put the character in. Like,
well,
they're
yeah,
going to
yeah,
find a stupid way to introduce it.
yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, they own all of Spider-Man, right? They can literally do whatever they want, and yet they have not yet figured out how to do things that connect to their own universe. You know what I mean? Like,
Disney? Does Disney finally own them?
no,
I didn't think
no.
they
Sony
did.
has all of the Spider-Man stuff,
Yeah.
I was
and
about to say, I
anything that
thought
Marvel
Sony did.
does, yeah, anything that Marvel does with
Carl.
Tom Holland or whatever, they have to almost license it back.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they can literally do anything. There was talk of like a Silver and Black movie with Black Cat and Silver Sable. Like, I mean, they can literally do anything they want to do. But for some reason, outside of the animated movies, the Spider-Verse thing, outside of that, they have not figured out how to make a movie out of this stuff. Since the Garfield and Toby, what the hell's his name? Toby guy.
Maguire.
Toby,
Tobey
not
Maguire?
Toby, whatever his name is. Yeah. But yeah, so it's really strange how
Tobey
they
Maguire
just,
and then
Andrew Garfield.
and Andrew Garfield. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, the consensus of this ridiculous conversation that we're having is that the movie sucked. So go watch on your own peril, and please report back because
Just be sure you bring a book.
I tell you what, I was this close to committing myself just to not be able to see this. I should have done the Clockwork Orange to put my eyelids open. So the other thing that popped up is that apparently there is going to be a sequel to Godzilla and King Kong. It's in development.
Yeah.
So that's a good
Yeah.
thing, right? I have yet to see it. The other thing is we all know that Nicolas Cage is going to do a live action Spidey noir.
Well, maybe.
Again,
rumor mills things.
I gotta tell you, I'll take it. I like Spidey Noir. I kind of like that stuff. Word around the campfire, they're gonna be doing a Lara Croft Tomb Raider live action series for Amazon.
I mean, honestly,
They're gonna make it a TV series. Didn't they already make a Laura TV series, but not on Amazon? Because I'm pretty sure they already started one of those.
They did a reboot movie about 5 years ago that tanked.
Not a movie. They actually did a TV show. And I'm pretty sure it's called Lara Croft something, and it was on fucking.
There was Relic Hunter back in the day.
Oh, there we go.
No, this one's more recent. Hold on.
While you guys are doing your fact checking, don't forget the Agatha All Along, the Agatha Marvel character is going to be coming out September 18th of this year.
I forgot about her.
And they're still going ahead. There's still the Agatha Harkness character from WandaVision will be having her own show.
Oh.
And don't forget, apparently, I don't know why, they're going to still continue on and make a Ironheart TV show for Disney in 2025.
I mean, I see why. It could be a good character. It just don't overdo it. They have good. It's a character itself in the comics. It's good. As long as they at least use some of it, it should be all right. It's obviously it's not made for certain people. It's for younger generation. But
It's an
do they
anime.
want it? I love anime too. I'm like 30s.
The
So-
Daredevil, Born Again, coming out in March 2025 with 9-episode season. So they cut it down from 18 to 9.
Yeah, I heard that. That sucks. Well,
I didn't even watch the first season.
Yeah, but that was all the Netflix stuff. They were all like 8 episodes.
Right.
So,
So
that's in tune to
technically-
normal. Yeah.
right. Technically, we were going to get spoiled with 18. I mean, we all, of course, want more. The sequel to
I don't know. I never watched the first one.
Really?
what?
Come on, Shannon.
That's something you need to watch.
I
I
know
did,
I'm in
but
the
it-
comic
it-
world, but you know what? Not all of them appeal. Like I can watch an episode or two, and then I'm like, this is not appealing to me. And if it doesn't
Yeah.
catch my interest, I have a really hard time continuing it. And
It
it's not
took
that I don't
me-
want to finish what I started. It's just that
You know how many babies?
I don't want to be bored out of my fucking mind. And like with Peaky Blinders, everyone tells me I have to get past the
Oh, you
first
didn't
and
like
second
it, huh?
episode. And I haven't watched it all yet. I haven't made it past the first episode.
Oh, fuck's sake.
It
And I
took
know
me a
you
year to
guys
watch the
told
first season
me-
of Daredevil. I just kept stopping.
I
and
know you
starting.
guys told me
Good,
to
good.
get past like the second episode and it'll get really, really good. I just haven't brought myself back to doing it yet.
The sequel.
Real quick, I wanted to shout out Angela. They're the old folks home. They're in Plano, Texas.
Yeah.
I love that they every tune to our show every Wednesday. Just a shout out before I forget.
No,
I've
they
been
do.
meaning to since the beginning of the show. It's been an hour already. But go ahead.
Every Wednesday they pop in and all the folks there watch us, and there's, believe it or not, there's always there's a team Dell and there's a team Caesar, and we're always
I know we
split.
had this vote last time we
Yeah.
were on. You guys had this vote.
Yeah, and I won. And I
Because you're
take-
closer to them in age. That's why they can relate to you.
That's right.
You'll probably be there in 5
Yes.
years.
Dell, we all know you're the baby. We get it.
Yeah,
We all know.
I'm the baby here, but at work, I'm the oldest person. So it's
Well,
good too.
That's
you know.
because you work at Scooters.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Like, let's be honest. Let's be honest. That's
mean,
why.
But the funny thing is that no one
I
knows
like
that
Scooters.
Dell still wears the pens for other reasons. So they're going to be making a Mortal Kombat 2. The sequel premieres.
I
in
can't wait for that.
October.
As long as they bring in Katana. If they don't bring in Katana, I'm going to be pissed.
It's supposed to premiere on October 24th of 2025, and I see Tom.
Will
I
this
have
Mortal
looked-
Kombat movie have the Mortal Kombat in it? Because the first one sure as hell didn't.
Didn't it?
They said
No.
it didn't.
There's no tournament in the first one. It's just
Oh, no
dudes running
tournament, you're
around.
Hold
fighting.
on. They said it wasn't going to be a tournament. They were stopping it before it happened. They even explained that in the movie. So what are you
Yeah,
gonna
but
miss
if
your-
I'm going to a Mortal
They said
Kombat
it.
movie, I want the Mortal Kombat. You know what
But
I mean?
they had
You want the
those-
song?
They had
The
the
Mortal
Mortal
Oh, I would love that.
They
That would
had
be
the
an
flawless
awesome.
victories. They had all of it.
Yeah, I mean, it
It
had the
just
fighting. Like there
wasn't-
was fighting, yes, but like
Oh,
I'm
Come on, you
if-
cannot argue the fighting scenes were not awesome.
They were okay. They're fine. Like that's fine. But again, from a storytelling standpoint, it's sort of like the Godzilla and Kong stuff you just talked about, right? Like I'm a big Godzilla fan. I'm watching these Godzilla and Kong movies, and I'm like, is there a story here? Like, what are we doing? Are we just throwing punches and knocking down buildings? Okay. I mean, I can run with that, but there's no story here whatsoever. There's nothing going on. So with the Mortal Kombat thing, I went into it going like, okay, is there a tournament? Or at the end of the movie, are we leading into the tournament? Okay, cool. Give me that. It just felt like from a story standpoint, it just was all flat for me. It was, it was good action. It's cool action.
I think it was just an introduction for Mortal Kombat altogether. Hopefully, what the rumor was, it's supposed to be a 3-movie series.
Right.
So maybe this is just an introduction of everybody, and then a second part, introduce more people, and then talk about the whole tournament altogether, and then start the tournament, the third movie. That would be cool.
And I mean, all that's fair. It's just it didn't. What we got didn't connect that for me. It didn't lead me to it. When I left, I was kind of like, all right.
I get it. I mean, I get it. Everyone wants the whole tournament thing because we're all spoiled from the first one. where it actually was a tournament style, right?
Yeah.
Even though the acting was horrendous. So Supergirl's coming out June 2026.
Don't care.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
This is
That'd be a
the
tough
the
one.
James Gunn thing, man. This is going to be such a wild time in superhero
DC.
movies, because
Yeah.
this could either be a dramatic change and a dramatic shift for the plus, or it could be the biggest crash and burn we have seen in decades. And I don't know what we're getting until we get it.
I
That's
think
debatable because he's doing all the MCU stuff, right?
Gunn is all DC. This is all he's
I'm
taking
sorry,
over
DCU,
DC.
not
Yeah.
MCU. I meant
DCU,
DCU.
yeah.
I know better.
But that's my thing. It's like, because he was successful in the MCU, right? He with Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. So he clearly has a track record, and he's got people that like him and follow him. But we live in the society right now where almost everything that's released from a superhero standpoint, like, is immediately bombarded with, oh my God, this is crap. Oh my God, this is terrible. Like, we almost are looking for the failure at this point.
Because one, everybody is expecting it to be just like the comic, and they need to get that out of their head. They're not doing that.
Yeah, they can't.
That's the problem. And two, because DC can't produce a good fucking movie, and they haven't in forever. That's why.
Zack Snyder.
I mean,
but Gunn is actually
there's been randomly hold on. There's been randomly good DC movies that have occurred and come out. Now, in the last 10 years, there's maybe been a handful that have been good that people are like, yep, nope, that's a good DC movie. Now they make better TV series than they do movies. So hopefully Gunn does take it and flip it around, because MCU ran a lot smoother. We'll see what happens.
Gunn is actively running through the comic book stories. Like, he's picking out, like, this is based on this, this is based on this. So he's kind of using the Marvel formula to a degree anyway. So that it's like the Supergirl of Tomorrow, that was a story, that was like a Tom King story. So we have that sort of Marvel sense of that, like, oh, we're going to pick these pieces.
Yeah, they originally wanted to do that in the beginning.
I think James Gunn is going to he's going to revamp, and I think it's going to be okay. I think we're going to be surprised. Not all going to be winners, but I think there's going to be some that are going to be like, you know what, that was all right, that was good. And that's
but not every one of them in the MCU was a winner.
Oh, no,
like, you had to have your couple bad eggs to bring it all together. No. But in the end, when you saw it, you were like, yep, they're good. It all fits from the very beginning to the very end. It all fits.
The first Gunn movie for DC would be Superman Legacy, correct?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So all these movies that are coming out, they're not his, even though he's part of DC. It's the first one he actually took charge of would be Superman Legacy. So starting from there, we'll see how DCU will go, pretty much.
You're right, because once Superman comes out and we get to see, then we can go, all right, it wasn't too bad. Now it's more hopeful. But if it tanks, and I do mean tank, oh boy, what are we going to be expecting now, right? When the next one coming out. So apparently Amazon, this is the older news, but Amazon has canceled the Silk Spider Society series from Amazon. Gone. Bye-bye. And that book, as we all know, that what is it, the ASM 2? What is it, 4? The first Silk?
Oh, ASM 4. Yeah.
I mean, and it dropped. That book was very high at one point because it was like, oh, there's going to be a Silk TV show. Oh, Silk. Well, Silk my ass, because she's not doing nothing. Sandman season 2 is on its way. They just casted people, right, to play the Endless siblings. So Delirium, Destiny, and Destruction. I'm a huge Sandman Netflix show person. I liked it. That was a
good show.
I thought when did it come out?
I need to watch it.
You haven't seen that yet? Tom, did you like it?
Dude, I'm so behind on things. It's not even funny.
I watched a couple episodes.
I regret.
It's not for me. But
I regret.
Hold on, let's get this guy out of here. Fuck that.
I regret.
I don't read the Sandman book either. Like, it's not for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my vibe. It's not my thing.
I think to me, Sandman was one of the best at that time of the year. It was one of the best shows on TV.
Well, it did well. It got good reviews.
And coming from a guy who doesn't read books, I just enjoyed the good
I'm surprised
writing.
you're reading it right now. That's my thing. You're reading all this shit right now. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing it live? Now everybody knows you're lying. You can read.
So many people, whether have or have, someone's actually talking to me in my ear. I'm just pretending I'm reading. My wife's actually talking. I'm like a secret agent.
I'm just looking down. Okay.
And I'm looking down to pretend. So apparently, their people have hired the Hunger Games, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes writer to make the next X-Men movie. Never saw that movie. I didn't see the latest prequel of the.
I haven't seen the latest one. I wanted to. But
I haven't seen the latest one. But
I know
haven't.
Tom probably did, right? Tom, you saw it?
The Hunger Games? Are you kidding me?
The prequel one, the Hunger.
I have not seen a minute of Hunger Games.
Oh, okay. Wow.
No.
Shannon, did you see it?
I haven't seen the newest one, no, but I've seen the other, and I've read the books. So
I heard
shocker.
I know she does this.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the meme. I don't know what this means, but I know she does that. That's my understanding of Hunger Games.
Thank God.
Yeah.
It's something that Tom hasn't seen yet. Apparently, The Munsters is in development for a TV show titled 1313, named after the family address in Mockingbird Lane. As long as it's better than that piece of shit that came out earlier, which I did not see because I saw the trailer and I said,
so bad.
Is this filmed on someone's iPhone? Because the quality of it looked so bad. I just didn't. It didn't look good. Who did? Didn't Rob Zombie do that?
Yeah, so bad.
No one else saw that, right?
Saw that.
What?
But the Munsters, I think the Munsters, though, I think is just a dead property. Honestly, I don't think it can ever relate. I think they're just trying to run off the Addams Family stuff because the Addams Family has related over the years. Like they've brought it back.
Oh,
I
remember the show.
They've done some things. Like the Addams Family kind of is still in our mind. And so I think people were kind of like, oh, wait a minute. Remember, we have the Munsters. Let's do something with it. But I don't think it's going to translate to any sort of real success.
I'll actually agree with you on that. I don't. Yeah.
I knew I was missing comments. So we lost a lot of comments. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. So real quick.
You weren't paying attention. That's what happened.
No, it's because something happened. I lost connection to my accounts in the middle of this. Like,
oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. Hi, Dan. Just watched it today. I felt like they rushed to film me in the script. 2 words, Venom Horse. Hello, what's up, Amber?
Wow, we missed all these things, huh?
Dude, I was like, wondering. I'm looking at my, whatever, and all of a sudden, like,
oh my God, there are a lot.
Hey man, what's up?
Wow. Okay.
Only stuff from YouTube was coming.
Morbius was good. We need to delete those comments.
Hey, Morbius wasn't too bad. Morbius was all right.
I will say that Morbius was better than Madam Web.
Well, get the fuck out! It was.
I'll say that.
Yeah, 100%. What's up, Chris?
What's up, Dan?
The only other movie that would compare with how bad Madam Web was is Flash. Like,
yeah, but I'd probably watch The Flash again than I'd ever watch more.
It wasn't even based on The Flash. It was based more on Batman.
Yeah, well, that's why I would watch it.
That's exactly why. But Michael Keaton in there was awesome, and then when they put Tom. When you put Clooney at the end, I'm like, kind of ruined it for me. Like, yeah.
And listen, I will agree with with Tom with what the Tom says. I'll watch Flash.
You can use your words. Get them out.
I'll watch Flash before I watch Madam Web again.
Yeah, it's so bad. Wikipedia never added the plot.
I will not watch either of them because they blow.
So apparently the script has been completed for the Green Lanterns TV show.
Hopefully it's better than the movie.
I can't.
Well,
I haven't seen anything from the DC announcements that I care about at all. That's not true. The Creature Commandos animated series could be a lot of fun. That one, when I first heard it, I was like, "That's going to be a movie, amazing!" And it was like, "Oh, it's animated. Okay, I guess." But that one could be fun. That one I'm actually interested in. But the rest of it, it's all wait and see for me because it all is too abstract right now.
I tell you what. How about nowadays they just give us stuff that's new and not rehashed? I don't want to see.
That'd be amazing.
I would love to see something that's fresh. I would love, but the thing is, people but there are a lot of new stuff out there. new stuff that's good. Don't just give me something
Yeah.
new for the sake of giving me something new, if that makes any sense.
No,
Because they
I
keep
agree.
rehashing this old shit and this old IPs and this old stuff. Make me want to go to the theaters again. Make me go spend $400 in the fucking theaters because I want to, and I'm gonna go watch Deadpool Wolverine. That's a given. I will go first day, but I'll go watch it because I'm like this. Please, 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 sweet baby Jeebus, let that movie be so good that I'm gonna watch it again. But what will happen, people, if Wolverine Deadpool is not as good as we think?
I'll tell you right now, it's already not as good as you think.
You think it's too much hype?
Yeah, I think it's well. I think multiple things. I think, and I'm not saying it's gonna be a bad movie. I think it's too much hype, but it's also hype at the right time because Marvel movies have been like a roller coaster right now. So I think it's got the right pieces for the hype. Hugh Jackman coming back, obviously Deadpool in the universe. I think one of the problems is from the trailer. And again, this is just from the trailer. I feel like it's just a how many things can we stick in this movie kind of movie. Like it's just endless cameos. You know what I mean? So we don't really know the story yet. We don't know how that's going to play strictly. You know, we have an idea, but we don't know what it is. So from the trailer, it just looks like, can we get all of this in and sell some toys? Maybe there's a cool story there. Let's hope there's a cool story there. But it just feels like it's massive cameo for the sake of cameo.
So they talking about cameos. Daphne was supposed to be coming out, and then recently she said that she wasn't gonna be on there. But if you remember the Spider-Man movies, Toby and Andrew said they weren't going to be in the movie, and they turned out. So
anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen, and I don't think if it's there's a lot of action, and if it's fun and funny, not forced humor, with no real plot, it can still be a success. In that only Deadpool would be able to do that. Only that movie.
Their saving grace is that it's rated R.
Yeah, yeah, they're going all in. I mean, they're going all in, which is
well because it's Reynolds. That's what he wants.
Right. If they made it a PG-13, forget it. We would be looking at a whole different movie. The jokes wouldn't hit the same, all that stuff. So the fact they kept it rated R, kudos to Feige for going, we're going to stick with rated R, because he knows the
I don't
mystique.
think it's Kevin's. It was.
They have to just with as many times as he says the word "fuck." Like that's it. That is the biggest reason.
And the only way Ryan will ever do movies the way he wants to do it now. Yeah, so
I mean, you have you have the precedent with the first two Deadpool movies. If you don't at least equal that plateau, then the fans will be like, "What is this piece of shit?" You know.
Yeah.
But if you can, if you want to try and elevate, but you got to at least maintain. And there's no way they could do that with PG-13.
There's this thing about Deadpool that people love because he's so right, and they like the whole fourth wall and the talking to the camera and all that stuff. And it's almost as we watch the movie, there's gonna be a lot of, "Hey everybody, I'm with Hugh Jackman who's playing Wolverine" references, right? Will that eventually get old?
Oh, it's old for me already. I'm already tired of it. Yes, yeah.
The fourth wall. I mean, hey everybody, you guys are watching me in a movie.
It's not the fourth wall part for me. It's what they do with it. It's the obvious stuff. Like even in the trailer, again, just by the trailer, it's just nothing but, "Hey, look at my ass. Hey, did you see my ass? There's my ass again. Hey, we're doing butt jokes." It's like, dude, yo, do we have any other thing? Do we have anything else in our repartee besides "there's my ass"?
I mean, people cry.
So that's the thing. It's not the fourth wall. It's what they do with it. And hopefully they'll be a little more clever than just that.
Like they were in She-Hulk?
Oh, God.
Now, that's one of the biggest announcements that I was very happy for when they said, yeah, She-Hulk 2 is being canceled. I said it was being greenlit to start with. And when they brought in Scar, that looks like George Costanza.
Unbelievable.
That was unbelievable. She-Hulk, I swear to Odin, that is the best thing they ever did. was cancel that shit. It was,
Yeah.
and the funny thing is, our buddy Matthew Lucas loves it, and sometimes I go, "Are you doing this for like rage? Are you getting like bait? Or are you saying that to troll?" He's like, "No, I really loved it. I really thought it was a good show."
Listen,
Never
as
seen
much
it.
as much as
You're not missing
people are always like Tom hates everything. It's a hashtag Tom hates everything. The reality is it's not really true. There's very few things that I legitimately will tear apart and be like, this is some garbage. Most of the time, it's just I don't get the super hype on things. It's like I saw the same movie you guys did. Why are you up here? And I'm like kind of here. I don't understand the hype that it gains, and that's where I think that the Deadpool movie, Deadpool Wolverine, will kind of gain hype artificially just because all of those cameos. It's like when they freaked out about the Illuminati, right? In the Doctor Strange movie. It's like, oh shit, Illuminati's in there. Oh, they're dead. Like, who cares? They're all dead now. Like, what's the value? But there's a really high percentage of movie watchers that just loved that they appeared. And that's the bonus part of that film for them, is that it happened. John Krasinski is Mr. Fantastic and all that. So that's where I think there's just a lot of sort of icing hype of just like, oh, there's like a weird thing that happened, and they kind of hang their hat on that part of the movie, whereas the rest of the movie might not be worth that hype.
Well, if that's the case, should we be worried about the Fantastic Four movie?
We should be highly worried about that movie. Highly worried,
Yeah.
which is a shame for me, because I wanted it to be good. I wanted a reset of the Marvel universe. Like, take me cosmic, man.
Which one though?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm stretching.
the new one with what's his name, Pedro
Pascal.
Yeah. And again, it's sort of like the gun stuff. Like, we haven't seen costumes. We don't really know what it's going to look like. So it's all abstract right now. But again, the casting didn't like take me there. So, who knows?
Let's talk about casting right here. I'm going to show you this real quick. That's the casting for this one. And usually, what are you thinking of this movie, guys?
So who's he playing?
Somebody said on the internet, and again, it's all rumor mill. Somebody said that this guy's going to become the leader.
I heard it was Bushwhack or something.
The leader, as in like the big
with
head,
the big head guy.
leader?
Yeah, like it's not that he's here. He's the leader here in this spot necessarily, but that he's going to become the leader, because then we get the Hulk later on with the Red Hulk is coming with Harrison Ford, and so there's sort of a mini connection there that could be made. And this is all reshoots too. They've gone back in to reshoot this guy into the movie, so they clearly made a story change of some sort. And again, I'm not saying it is, but that's the rumor that I heard.
Well, I've got to tell you, that's not too far fetched. Why not? Why not bring in? I mean, they tried to do it in the Hulk, the Norton movie.
Yeah,
right.
At the end, yeah.
At the end, with all that, and didn't they try to do that with Green Lantern? Oh no, Green Lantern is DC. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, anyways, they did it with Norton. You're like, oh, they're gonna bring in the leader, and then that went the way the dodo. But I can see, we need a new baddie in the MCU. Kang did not work out as we thought. It's a shame. I love Majors. I think Kang could have been a badass. I actually liked him in the TV series. I actually liked him in Loki. I don't know. I think we're looking for another bad guy that we want to not like, right? We want to hate him. What is the name?
High Evolutionary.
The High Evolutionary was a good one. We all hated that motherfucker. We hated it because of how he was treating the animals, how he was treating people. That was a good bad guy, and he never died, right? He didn't die.
But he's also like, I think one of the problems that Marvel has, all of these kind of movies have, is that everything has become, especially since the original arc was everything to Thanos, right? It's so epic, like the large scale value of it. So now it's like, how many large scale dudes do we have versus like a Doctor Doom, right? Who's very sort of grounded in his little zone. He's not universal problematic. Obviously we'll have Galactus will be coming, I would assume, with Fantastic Four. So we've run into this problem that to a degree they tried to avoid with all of the movies that came after Endgame, like Shang-Chi and all this stuff. They were all kind of compartmentalized villains. Like same with Black Panther. They had the Michael B. Jordan. Like it was a compartmentalized villain versus a large scale villain.
Right.
But the fans of these things are they were so in tune with the original stuff where everything led to something else that grew and built the entire universe in this huge story to the end. That's why it worked. It was like everything was a groundswell moving towards one moment. And then after that, everything was scattered and just flopping around, and it connected, but it didn't, you know.
I'm hoping that they do that with two guys. I'm hoping they do that with Galactus and Doom. Now with Doctor Doom, I'm hoping they slowly build him up to be the guy. Everyone's been asking for Doctor Doom since everyone's been asking for him. Period. That should be the next bad guy. And then the other thing that we're worried about is how are they going to portray Galactus? Are they going to really make him this guy who eats planets? I mean, this massive creature, or
they better, or we riot. I mean, like make it good.
What else can they do? Are they going to do like they did Parallax and DC as a cloud? You know,
not.
Or wait a minute, better yet, the first time we saw Galactus as a cloud in Fantastic Four #2. It was just like a mist. They're like, what the fuck is that? Yeah. If they do not make it as a monster of a man and just make him normal, like a normal guy,
if he shows up as like a normal dude with like machinery and stuff to eat the planet, like, no, I'm out.
No, that's even worse. As a matter of fact, when they did Apocalypse, right, and you're like, they made Apocalypse like 6'2". You know,
right?
The only time they made him big was in a dream,
right?
And it's like that's not Apocalypse. He's a big motherfucker, and they made him like Oscar Isaac's like 6. You know, he's like 5'11". I hated it. I hate the fact that I understand like what Shannon like Boss Lady said. You can't make it a lot like the books because it's too much. It gets lost in translation. But there are certain things you can do that are from the comic books. Size.
Galactus needs to be that.
Yeah, Thanos was huge. Why couldn't you make him?
Thanos was huge. You know, and the fact that
I thought they did pretty good with Thanos.
Yeah, well, they did. We got so used to seeing Thanos that we got used and kind of forgot he's CGI. I believe.
It was very good CGI.
I completely forget that he was CGI. I really do, because we saw him movie after movie after movie, and remember, technology does get better. So he actually kind of evolved even more by the end game. He was better.
Ryan and I were actually just talking about that. He said he liked the way the more original one looked when they first showed him, as opposed to in the very end when they showed him.
But you know, it's so they have ways to make Galactus look pretty badass. Sure. They're gonna have ways to have Silver Surfer, which he better the fuck show up in Fantastic Four. He has to.
Already a she.
I mean, you have to. If you have Galactus, though, doesn't that kind of go hand in hand in the beginning?
Yeah, the Herald. Yeah, but it's a she.
Well, no.
It's a she.
Both of them are supposed to show up.
It's Shala Bal is the.
That's what I mean. Like
the other one, right?
You have to have.
Oh, you're saying that she's gonna be the Herald?
Yes, they've said that Shala Bal is going to be the Herald. Yeah. Well, not to say that Nora and Rad can't appear, but they're saying that Shala is going to be the.
Yeah, they're saying that both of them will appear. So she's
as long as, to me, I don't give a fuck if she comes out. As long as Rad comes out, I if they completely remove them out and just all her. Here comes the pitchforks and the things, and it's like, all right, here we go. I get it. I understand.
It would have to be a really, really well-written movie for me to be behind this, because same way she was in 2 books, 3 books, the whole comic series, and yet she's there. Yeah, they messed up the first time.
Well, wasn't she the Herald in like the Ultimate Universe or something? Wasn't that how
yeah, and it wasn't even that long too. It was like she wasn't a big important character. She was. Okay, we're going to talk about characters. Madam Web was a way more important character than she was.
Sure.
And then, they made her own movie, but Sony did it. It doesn't really count. Whatever Sony makes is trash. Automatic. And so, for her to be in a Disney Marvel movie already, I'm like, why? Like, it's not even that much of a character for you to be putting her on there. Okay, if she is a side character in a movie like this, all right, I get it, I understand. Put some characters in there with you. Oh, I know who she is, but Norton Rad needs to come out. Obviously, he needs to come out some way, some form. But like you said, Caesar, the pitchforks are gonna be coming out. I'm gonna be one of those guys with a pitchfork. Like, really, Norton Rad, you could have put him in there. Like, what?
Well, I keep hearing rumors that because Werewolf by Night was such a success for a one shot on Disney Plus, that they want to do a one shot with Silver Surfer, and they also want to do a one shot with Ghost Rider.
And Swamp Thing.
You mean Man Thing? I
I
mean,
mean, nothing.
Man Thing, right?
Yeah.
I love the one shots. I personally like the Werewolf by Night movie. That was fun. It was one of the most fun shows I've seen in a very long time. I took it for what it is. And if they were to do that with Ghost Rider and the Surfer and Man, I'll go with that shit. I'm all right with that, you know? What I am not all right with is another movie they're gonna make and it's just going to suck donkey dick beyond.
Very
And
specific.
I can't. People, as a matter of fact, after my heart attack, my heart's too weak to sit through another bad movie or a mediocre movie and go, oh God, here we go again.
But at least you do it at home. You didn't go to theaters anymore.
That is absolutely true. That, as a matter of fact, I should have had my blood pressure checked when I was watching Madam Web. I guarantee you it was fucking going up. I guarantee you. But you know, now that we have Tom here, actually, Tom, I want to hear your take because I haven't heard this. What are your thoughts on the Crow remake?
Oh, it looks. I kind of went off on it. Like when the trailer came out, I was like, "What is this? Like, who is this for?" Like that was the big question. I was like, "Okay, if you like it, you like it. That's fine." But what I'm asking is based on the trailer again. We've only seen the trailer. Who is this for? Because it's not for fans of the Crow. It's not for fans of the original Crow. It's not for fans of the comic book. It's not. It's being made for the sake of being made because hey, we've got the IP, let's do it. And it's being made in a context, apparently, of just violence, hyperviolence, right? So it's made for that crowd, clearly. But then does that crowd even care that it's the Crow? Like, so it's almost like you could make that same movie without it being Draven, and it's the same movie. You know what I mean?
That's the number one thing I keep hearing Crow fans say. Why did they have to pick Draven? Why couldn't they pick
it could have been a different
other
Crow too. Yeah, for sure.
Right,
for sure.
and I, you know what? As just like everybody else, when the first one came out, I loved it. Still to this day, one of the best soundtracks of the '90s. And it was cool. It was just different. It was cool, man. You know, Brandon Lee was a cool character and all that. And the trailer, you can tell they want to go for the nostalgia, but it's not hitting.
It's not the same.
It's not hitting, and people will go. Obviously, people are still going to go. The people who watched the original.
Oh, I think it's going to tank.
What's with all the tattoos and everything now?
Well, see, that came from a different Crow. There's a different Crow that has all that stuff on it. And that was the weird part is like, it's a different Crow. I don't know his name, but it's a different Crow. But instead they used that tattoo version and still made him Eric Draven.
Right. So why not use the tattoo version? You know
exactly. Yeah.
So,
again, it's the Crow, but at least it's a new Crow. Like make something new-ish at least. But no, they have to always lean back into the nostalgia because that's what sells. I mean, let's be honest. Nostalgia is a monstrous selling point.
100%.
It's one of the reasons why there are.
Get it right.
Of course, if you get it right, yeah. But it's like it's one of the reasons why almost all soundtracks nowadays just have 80s and 90s music on it. Like, there's no new music on soundtracks.
Dude, I just noticed that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, there's like, I mean, like I know Lady Gaga did a song for like Top Gun, right? Like, so there was a new song on that, but. Generally speaking, people are like, let's make a movie and then we need music. What was cool in 1986? And they stick that on the thing.
Right.
So nostalgia is a wild selling point, but it can be overdone, it can be underdone, it can miss the mark completely depending on who's making whatever they're making.
I'll tell you who's gonna make out like a bandit when the Crow movie comes out is everyone rushing to go see the first one.
Well, yeah, they just re-released it for the 30th anniversary. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Did they?
Yeah.
Aw, I need to go see
So,
it.
so
I
all
love that
everyone
movie.
everyone's gonna go and find streaming services to watch it at home, and all the dads and the moms going, son, you know that there's another version, right? Because of course people don't know. They're gonna, well, guess what we're doing tonight? Family night, people. We're gonna all sit down as a family and watch this woman shoot up heroin. You know, because that's what family night is.
I
But
have another movie I wanted to share you. This is a funny one, and uh, it came out this past year. Let me see.
Which one?
This one. I don't know if y'all remember the movie that came out back in the early 2000s.
This is usually my day of rest, but I'm feeling like something. Hashtag Holy Davis. Holy Davis.
What the fuck?
Feeling blessed today.
Already a no, Dell. It's already a no.
Ralph Harry. It's Taylor Harry. My B.
Wait for the title of the movie.
My favorite nephew. This morning, God told me I'm supposed to empower all the women of the world. God wants you to be pimping? Huh? That wasn't me. I never answered his prayer. I'll do anything for the God.
I need you to become a writer.
I don't know nothing about writing.
Do you know what a popcorn is?
No.
A good storyline.
Hell no, I never heard that.
She deserves to get half.
Oh my God, no.
Judge said, your ass is gonna get that. You think you're gonna get my money when I'm gone? Oh, I'm gonna get your money. You know what you're gonna get? It's gas money.
Shut up and take it like a man.
I didn't know you was gonna go all 50 Shades of Grey on them, brother.
Somebody's gotta watch Guys and Girls.
Oh, don't worry about that, man. They stay strapped ready for any
I think Dale hates me.
Hold on.
The dude goes to jail.
Ooh, that's a good idea for a sequel.
Is that too much?
What the?
It's like life. The devil's in the details.
So you remember
I
the
mean-
movies? The movie, not another teen movie, not another this movie.
No.
Another.
No. No.
That's a bad Dell. That's a bad Dell.
That's
Now they
I'll
have
never-
good actors in it, like
Yeah,
very well known renowned actors. Good on them, but the movie itself, fuck no.
I'll never get my minute and 48 seconds back.
Hey, but
Right?
but did you see there was Medea in there, Days of the Girls, it was all this other shit. I had seen it earlier. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna show it today. The movie's already out and stuff like that. But I was like, you know how we're talking about there's no originality. Here's another movie where not another. You know, when another teen movie came out, that was cool. That was funny.
No, it wasn't. It was stupid.
Well, that's what the movie was supposed to be, stupid. So at least it was original at the time. It was like a different version of Airplane, more or less.
It wasn't that it was original at the time. They took the movie and then they made it a comedy as opposed to like a horror. Like they were taking snippets of all of that and just doing it that way.
Steven, you're not the only
Scream
one.
was in it. Like all this stuff was. It was stupid.
Oh God.
Wow.
Wow. I gotta get that taste out of my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about Madam Web again.
No.
Talking about other stuff, like there's movies that came out this year that were supposed to be cool, like Abigail and Imaginary, right? These are
So we're going to horror movies now when it's
So-
not that time of month.
So Madam Web is terrible, right? And for those that follow me on Facebook, every time I go to the movies, I make a list. So I have last year's list and I have this year's list, or like ranked all the down. I went to see Imaginary, and it is squarely beneath Madam Web at the bottom of my list.
Is that the Ryan Reynolds movie?
No, that's If or It or whatever it is. No, this is Imaginary.
Friends.
Yeah, Imaginary is it's a terrible, terrible horror movie. Terrible horror movie.
It was. I just saw like
It's
a
a
little
horror movie.
like a
Terrible
teddy bear.
Yeah.
That's why I
What's
said the right movie's wrong month.
Wait a minute. Which one's Imaginary? What's the trailer? Don't play it, Dale, because
No, it's just it's about a.
It's about a teddy bear. That's part of it. But it deals with other dimensions and stuff and spirits and
Oh,
ghosts. And
yeah, I
it's
know
a,
what you're
it's a
talking about
possessed
now.
teddy bear or whatever.
Yes.
I didn't know that it's like that bad. Damn.
Yeah, it's dude. Oh my god, I was sitting in that theater like, can I go home?
You went to the
please?
theaters and saw it?
I go to the theater all
He
the
goes
time.
to the theaters for everything.
Not for everything.
Everything.
Not for everything, but a lot of things. Yeah, I enjoy the theater experience. Right, I like being in the dark. I like the huge screen. I like the sound. I tend to go when like the first showing on Thursday, so there's never anybody in there. So it's like a private showing for me.
That's the wrong theater, Tom.
No, it's the right theater. It's absolutely the right theater. So yeah, no, I like it. I like the experience, and but I don't go for everything. Like I was actually going to go see Strangers: The Origin today, but I talked myself out of it because I knew it was going to be just awful. Yeah, it's a horror movie. It's The Strangers. It's that movie from way back in the day with like the home invasion people,
Right.
and the whole shtick is at the end. She's like, "Why are you doing this?" And then the guys are like, "Because you were home." Like that's that's like the big deep meaning.
It's so stupid.
You were home.
So don't even
Not
get
a
us.
horror movie. It's not a horror movie we've discussed because it's dumb.
Well, once we start getting closer to October, we start really diving deeper into the horror movies, the good ones, the classics, the ones that should not be made, and the ones that we would like to see remade. Trust me, there's certain movies out there that I'm like, you know what? With today's technology and today's yada yada yada, I would like to see so and so remade, right? Because
if it's done right,
once again, because there's certain movies that are
Halloween. They just keep making it more grotesque and gruesome, and I'm like, that's not how he worked as a killer.
Keep making it terrible. Is what they keep making it.
They
Evil
keep
dies
making it
tonight.
more
Evil dies tonight.
Well, did you watch? Did you watch Abigail?
I did. Yeah.
And what'd you think of that?
It was okay. I didn't feel like it went for it. Like it didn't fully commit to its premise all the way, but it was okay. It had some pacing problems, it had some editing problems, it had some moments where you're just like, okay, move on. But it was okay. It had a good concept, very easy, simple concept, which is often good for monster movies. So it was okay. It was all right. It didn't commit for me to go all the way.
Is that the one with Kevin Durant?
I don't know if he's in it, but it's the vampire ballerina movie.
No, Kevin Durant's the big guy.
The doll.
He's the big tall guy. He played the Blob in the Wolverine movie. You see him all the time.
Oh yes, he is in that. Yes, correct. Yeah, yeah, he plays like a mob enforcer guy. Yeah. It's okay.
Well, look at that.
Well, you know what? Real quick, and before because we're already gonna hit 2 hours.
Yeah.
I've been hearing that Atlas, the one from Jennifer Lopez,
yes,
was actually an okay movie, and it's better than the Zack Snyder Rebel Moon movie. So that's something. I already
the one on Netflix.
Yeah, the one on Netflix. I wanted to watch, and I said, "Oh, look at Atlas." My wife says, "I'm not watching that shit." I go, "Well, I guess I'm not watching that shit."
I mean, that's something we should watch. A couple of Netflix movies and see how good they are.
I watch them all the time.
Have you seen it, Tom?
No, I've been close, and it has gotten some good reviews.
Yeah.
It has gotten some good reviews. Like I just watched, they just released on talking about Netflix movies. They just released a shark movie called Under Paris.
Oh my god, I want to see that. Did you watch it?
I literally just watched it as you guys were coming on.
It's a shark movie called Under Paris.
Yes.
I mean, I can see it because Paris is.
I'll give it credit though. The story's a little original in how they. I mean, they took pieces of it from like Jaws and stuff. You could tell.
It's not good.
But who would think to have a shark there?
In Paris?
Well, that's already been done. There's already sharks in Venice, like sharks in Paris and stuff, and in the canals. That's already been done multiple times. And this was a really unique thing because it kind of started all right. Like, all right, this is okay. The CGI kind of okay for what it is. Just a low budget movie. This is all right. It is an Italian movie, so you either have to watch the dubs or you have to read the movie. So however you want to do that. But it's like, okay, this is all right. And then as it goes along, it just progressively gets dumber and dumber and dumber. The CGI gets worse and worse and worse to the point where it's just barely a step above a sci-fi movie. So there's reviews out there that are like, oh, wow, finally like a movie that's like on the level of like a Jaws. And I'm like, are you kidding? You need to have your review license revoked because this is ridiculously dumb. And when you get to the finale, it is maybe the dumbest possible finale you could have ever imagined. And y'all can watch it. I'm not going to spoil it, but holy God, what a nightmare! It's so dumb, and it just gets progressively dumber. Which is
there's two other shark movies. There's No Way Up and Something in the Water.
No Way Up came out earlier in the year, and it's equally dumb. Maybe better, but still equally dumb.
There's Frogman.
Have you guys seen the Sydney Sweeney movie that I was talking about earlier?
No.
Anyone But You? No. On Netflix?
No.
It's fucking hilarious.
See,
it's
I
funny.
always hear it's always polar opposite. It's either it's brilliant or it's dog shit. And so I don't know where it is going to actually be. But
this one is more based on like certain things that could happen, which is probably why the premise of it is like current dating. But it's funny. The comments that they make back and forth to each other to people and the things that they try and set up and what families would do in a situation is just funny. I thought it was great.
If the dialogue's organic and real, that helps a lot. Like, and that was one of the things that the shark movie, like, no one talks like this, guys. Who wrote this script? No one talks like this. So yeah,
no, these ones
snappy dialogue.
Definitely. This one definitely is how we would talk if you were in the dating world and dealing with all that, and you like just came out of an engagement or whatever. Like how they talk to each other with certain things. I was like, yeah.
Okay.
You know what?
I could.
Speaking of nostalgia, I finally saw the trailer for Twisters.
Yes, I am very iffy about it.
That looks like shit.
I'm so iffy about it.
Oh God!
See, but wait a minute. It's just a disaster movie. Like that's all a thriller disaster movie, right?
Take it for what it is.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the first one there's no brilliant, great shakes of the first one, other than we had not seen that as a CGI thing back in the day. There's nothing brilliant about the first one. So this one is just now again, most of these things are character driven, right? If you don't like the characters, you're out. You don't care. And that's a problem. So that's one of the advantages the original one have with John Paxton, and that's good casting. I like the guy who's in it, and I never know his name, but he's the dude from Top Gun, the last Top Gun movie. I have no idea what his name is, but I'm like, oh yeah, that guy's okay. So I'm not expecting anything heavy duty out of this, but I think it should be at least a reasonable disaster flick.
I just don't like the typical. The girl who's uptight, who's a scientist.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's like, here we go.
You got to be careful with the tropes.
The hot guy who's all snazzy and
but he's not the bad guy this time, though. The hot guy is usually the bad guy.
But still, all the women love him, and he's on shirts, and it's just
yeah. No, you're right. That was one of the.
She hates him, but she's gonna fall in love with him, and it's like.
Oh,
yeah, that was one of the key things about the first one.
Some of the best sex ever, and that's the reason it's a thing in movies. Yes, I said it.
Who said anything about hate sex?
Hate sex.
Well, because you were talking about how like women hate men, and they're always attracted to them that way, though. But I'm just saying that's why your attraction's always strong to somebody because it's still a strong feeling, regardless. That's the reason that they make those things the way that they do.
Yeah, Jesus.
They base it off of reality in that sense.
Yeah, Caesar.
You're so out of touch, bro. You need to understand.
Well, I'm always a nice guy, so I don't get hate sex. So the thing is that I'm just afraid.
Shame on you. It's fun.
Well, I guess I start hating people. The thing is that I think it's gonna be once again the nostalgia, right? Just like The Crow, people are gonna go watch the original. Hey, son, daughter, you want to go watch where just Twister? I never knew there was a Twister. You're gonna watch that, and you're gonna go like, huh? All right.
Well, the thing is, because kids get they're interested. Oh, it's lightning, or it's a tornado. They see it, it's gonna interest them. Like when I watch National Geographic or documentaries, they're entertained by tornadoes and stuff like that. Oh, that's cool, whatever. Not understanding that it's a disaster. It's one of the things that kill people and stuff like that.
I
I
live in
think
Kansas. Hello.
Go have them watch Poseidon Adventure. See how much they like that.
Well, it also has a bit of an organic story because back in the day when we got the first Twister, that sprung a lot of what they now call these tornado wranglers. That's like
Oh,
a real
yeah.
thing
yes,
now.
I
And
was
so there
watching a
is
lot
a
of
thread of like reality, like this is what we do now,
That's
based
right.
on as opposed to what we
Well,
did back in the day. You know, the chase there were
because
the
that's how they
chasers,
study
but
them.
now there's the wranglers. So it's there is a little bit of like some modern
Be
elements to it.
careful out there, Shannon, with all those tornadoes.
Hey, you know what? They don't come to me. So they're in Oklahoma, they're in Texas, they're in Iowa and Tennessee. We haven't been hit.
Don't jinx it.
We've had them around. We've had watches, but we haven't had warnings yet. We've been good.
We don't get tornadoes over here.
So we're about to the 2 hour mark, and
Yes.
we'll go
Oh.
before we continue because we always go sideways. I have
And
my
I'm
list.
tired, so
I have
let's
my
not.
list right here too. Like, I'm gonna ignore my list, put it down. We're gonna go ahead and let Tom go first. Tom, before we go off, we do appreciate you stopping by.
Sure, man.
But before we do, you want to promote anything? What's coming up from you?
Yeah, we're actually launching a Kickstarter tomorrow. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're doing our summer camp annual thing called Camp Crossover. And then that'll lead us to our big other annual event that we do now. Because this is our 14-year anniversary for Big Dog Inc. So we do an anthology now called last year was BD13. Everybody liked it. They were like, "Are you gonna do it again?" I'm like, I guess. So this year we have the BD14 anthology. That'll be in July. And then we'll be doing a 3rd volume issue of Critter probably about September or October.
All right. And Instagram.
Man, I've known you for a long time.
I know, right? Yeah, so Big Dog Inc. I mean, we kind of live on Facebook. That's where I do everything. You guys can find me. You're welcome to friend me up. We do have Big Dog Inc. fan page and all that kind of stuff. We're on Instagram. We're on the X. We're on the TikTok. You can find us in all the places.
Are you on Kara?
No, I'm not on Kara. No.
No, okay.
I am not. I'm not following the mass exodus to Kara.
We're not getting into that. Never mind. Don't. I don't want to. Okay.
Hey, you. All right, Shannon, you're next.
Oh, okay. So, man, we actually have a couple things going on. We're releasing a new cover on Friday. I'm actually finishing up all the shipping on Persuasion 5, so we will be launching Carn Artist 5 at the end of this month. Boss Battle, the one I've been talking about from before, is now being drawn. They've got the first 10 pages laid out. Super, super stoked. Tom, if you didn't know, it's actually a book about me and Garrett Gunn.
The whole thing is about you?
It's about me and Garrett Gunn and our rivalry at Comic Cons.
Okay.
We actually have a funny rivalry at Comic Cons. It's a big battle thing. It's hilarious. The book is funny. Garrett wrote it. I could not stop laughing. It's great.
Ryan already knows I'm pissed off that you all did the whole meta Comic Con thing before I did. But it's fine. It's fine, Shannon. It's fine. It's fine. Trust me, I'm okay. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Con artists. All we do is talk crap about cons.
I know, it's great. I love it.
I love it. So we have that coming. Since it's already being drawn, we have covers that are coming in. I have some awesome people doing covers. Ebas is going to do one. DeBalfo is doing one. TriStar is doing one. He actually just sent me his layout. Sora is doing one. She's in the book. So there's cool covers that'll be coming for that. We'll probably launch that in around October. Let's see. Ryan will be in Phoenix this weekend for Artist Appreciation at Coffin. He's going to be the artist appreciated for this month. I guess that's how they do it, as monthly. I don't know. But he'll be there this weekend, and then next weekend he'll be at Heroes.
So he's not going
to
Dallas?
Then, what?
So he's not going to Dallas?
No. Not this year. He's taking it. He said he was going to take a break from it, so that's why he's not going. So he'll be at Heroes instead.
I heard last year there was no aircon. It was smelly over there, so might as well.
Yeah, they had because they have their own grid for electricity, and it was some of the hottest days of the year, and they were only letting certain things power up to like 50%, so the air was lacking, and it just no.
Nothing worse than a con with no air conditioning, a bunch of nerds
in the middle of summer.
Nerds that don't wear deodorant. It's the worst thing on
Oh
earth.
my God. And I have such a sensitive nose. So that is what's going on with all of us. We have our websites. We have all of our different stores and Instagrams and pages and all the things. If you see me on here, you can pretty much see anything I'm going to post. So that's me.
Okay, and then Caesar.
Well, listen, everybody, this was a good show. I think we might have Tom on as our filler, Tom, if you don't mind. When either when Mandy gets sick again, or Dow has stuff with the
My
kids,
kids.
or not me, I nothing. It's like again.
I mean, I don't really have very many opinions, but I'll try.
No, not at all.
Sure. No, not at all.
No, but thanks for jumping on the last minute there.
Sure.
But who knows? Maybe you will be our stand-in when the Ford can't make it. What a good show! This is fun. It's always fun. 2 hours flies by. You guys can see me on the Instagrams. The Reels Dracula's Wolf. Lately, I've been pretty busy with doing some voiceovers for some promo reels. People are kind of hitting me up, going, "I need you like now to do a show." So I've been doing my voiceovers, and it's been working. Now that I'm currently still looking for a job, so any money from that goes to my comic book money. Because I got to do adult things. The wife wouldn't work if I go, oh, by the way, I can't pay I'm not going to help you pay the mortgage. I got to get a Hulk 180.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Didn't you just get one?
Perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, I got this one because it was on a payment plan. But it's fun. Everyone has fun. Next week, I don't know what we have planned, Del. I don't think we have. We're going to find some guests for next week. Normally, we had the whole month planned out till now, but now we're pretty open. So
yeah, I've been slacking on that part.
Yeah, Dale and I we gotta work at some people. We'll bring some people.
We've had busy end of years.
Yeah, but I appreciate you guys.
We still got to do the all female show.
That's going to be definitely. Yeah,
I gotta get Ryan's okay when he's available for the drink and draw for Voices Against Cancer.
Yeah.
So I gotta get that.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there.
Well, I know you're gonna be there, but we're supposed to do a drink and draw on the podcast. He's supposed to be on there
for it.
Yeah, so he's supposed. Yeah, so whatever donations we get on the he's a draw, and whatever we raise up, that's gonna be going towards that.
Give me a date so I can make sure he's here.
I'll message you.
I know when Voices is. I'm just saying when you want to do the drink and draw, give me the date so
yeah,
I can.
I forgot what day it was. That's why I was trying. I couldn't remember. I know. I think
it's the 18th. No, it's
not the next one. The following Wednesday that I wanted to get him on.
Oh, and before we leave, this is the funny thing. So Dale just posted earlier today, a year ago, May 18th. He posted an old Facebook that said, "Hey, we're reaching 1,000 followers on the Comic Menu webpage, the Facebook page," and that was a year ago. We are 200 short of 30,000.
Less than 200.
Holy crap! Really?
Yeah, we're less than 200 to reach 30,000 followers on the Comic Menu podcast. I mean, Comic Menu Facebook page. And considering the fact that May 18, 2023, he was posting, "Hey, thanks guys, we hit 1,000." So we're up there, man. We're getting up there, and it's constantly people are loving it because it's the content of everything. People are just nerding out.
Me and Mandy helped build that.
Yeah, you
did. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
I'm taking my credit, damn it. I'm just kidding. No, that's awesome though. That's super awesome.
Yeah, we're this close. So by a few more months, we'll hit the 30K. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Can't do it without you. Yeah.
With that being said, same thing. What was I gonna say? Oh, this show is brought to you by the Clan McDonald Comics and Signatures Witnessing. There we go. I gotta give my shout. Hey, she's not watching right now. They're busy, so she can't give me shit anymore. Every time I say it wrong, she'll be in the comment section just telling me stuff. But they're not here. You already watched it. I'm sorry. I think I said it correctly this time. At the end of the Comic Menu, Last Boy Comics, and Timbuk Comics. Those are my peoples. That's who I support. That's who I work for. But thank you very much for making this a possibility, because I want to do this full time, but right now I can't. My kids don't have games. I'll be here more often because Caesar was taking the load off of me for taking care of everything, so I couldn't do shit. That's why we're so behind. But next Wednesday we'll bring somebody on and we'll talk about stuff. We always find something to do. All right, guys.
Just call Tom.
Right? Well, you all
Promote the Kickstarter.
They're gonna say you do have Kickstarter coming out, don't you?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we can promote it for next week. So
give that push in the middle of the week.
Tom, you want to jump on
next
week?
Week?
Next week again?
Or when is the end?
Can you handle it? It ends on let me see. It ends on the 22nd. So it's just a couple weeks long. Yeah, of this month. Yeah.
Oh,
wow! You're only doing a 2-week one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this particular one is kind of a small campaign, but really, even when we do our big ones, they're only 3 weeks. I'm over the whole 4-week thing. That's done.
Oh, that's news to me.
We do 3 or 4. It depends on the Kickstarter.
Sure. Yeah, I will never do 4 again. I will never do 4 again. But when we do these smaller ones, we only need a couple of weeks.
Not that much. All right. Well, I'll let you know everything, and then John, I'll hit you up with the date. Talking about that, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in with us this week. Thank you, Tom, for subbing for Mandy. Mandy is sick. Hopefully, she gets better for the next show. We don't have any plans yet on what we're gonna review, but we will make something up. Honestly, now that we have time,
we always do.
We always do. It's funny.
For 2 fucking hours.
It's funny. Like 15 minutes before the show, we all watch Venom Web. Yes, boom. That's what we're talking about. There we go. Let's
For
roll with
2
it.
hours. Madam Web for 2 hours.
She gives a lot of context. Thank you very much, Madam Web. With that being said, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Bye bye. Before we leave.
Oh yeah.
Practice your Kegels.
Yes.
Do the Kegels. Yes, Kegels.